located outside the gym. Please be aware that the use of any tobacco or nicotine products, including electronic cigarettes, is not allowed anywhere on school grounds. The consumption of alcohol and drug use is also prohibited. Proper sportsmanship is expected before, during, and after the game. Please show respect for the players, coaches, workers, and officials who will be trying their best. Just a reminder that next Friday, 1 week from today, is the Dig Pink game. That will be benefiting breast cancer research. Please be sure to wear pink, and there will be raffle prizes that evening. At this time, we'd like you to turn off or silence all of your cell phones. And now for today's starting lineups. From Coginchaug, the players are senior, number 6, Lindsay Taylor. Senior, number 15, co-captain, Raina Kura. Junior, number 9, Molly Shields. Senior, number 10, Stephanie Finaldi. Junior, number 8, Sydney Fowler. Sophomore, number 5, Lena Kozik. Senior, 00, co-captain, Bailey Zettergren. And now, your starting lineup for the Valley Regional Warriors. Sophomore, number 4, Alina Crosby. Junior, number 3, Reed Ferguson. Junior, number 18, Carly Gerlach. Senior, number 2, Maddie Meyer. Senior, libero, number 16, Zoe Owedo. Senior, co-captain, number 11, Maddie Just. And senior, co-captain, number 12, Emily Hutchinson. Just a reminder that tonight's game will be streaming on Valley Video Live, so be sure to let folks that couldn't make it to tonight's game know that they can go onto YouTube and Valley
TV Live.
And now, if you would stand, please kindly remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Valley Regional High School in Deep River, Connecticut for tonight's Shoreline matchup between your Valley Regional Warriors and the visiting Blue Devils from Coginchaug Regional High School. And we have a special treat for us tonight, folks. We are joined here at Valley by our very own Coach Ginny King, a graduate of Valley, a one-time state champion and all-state performer on this very floor playing for the volleyball team, also longtime head coach for the program back in the day. And we are going to enjoy a little bit of her expertise with us tonight as we check in for this tonight's game Welcome, Coach. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Brad Pittman. It's nice to be here. I don't get the chance to see many volleyball matches because I'm usually off coaching Zumba, but I'm really glad to be here and glad you snagged me over here to do a little play-by-play. This should be pretty interesting, my first time ever.
All right, Coach. Great to have you. I know you're no stranger to the microphone and other venues, and I expect nothing but the very best, of course.
No pressure.
So it looks like Coginchaug will start off to the camera's left with the serve. And I've got my roster here. Let's get ourselves ready to go. Look at that, they got 2 number 6s. I'm going to go with Lindsay. And it looks like we aced on that first one, so Coginchaug jumps out to the early 1-0 lead on the strength of Lindsay Taylor's serve.
Deep serve into the back part of the court.
That's a bullet serve right there. Here comes Alina Crosby with a set. Free ball from Maddie Meyer. Looks like a chance to swing here for Coginchaug.
Out of the middle, right out of the middle.
Yep.
Number 9.
Molly Shields.
Middle hitter.
Yep. That is a difficult ball to either block or dig out, coming in as hot and as far down as it is. Another bullet serve back to Reeve Ferguson. Here's the set to the outside. Maddie just swinging away.
Nice.
Set to the back row now.
Oh, that's right.
Zoe Holweedle, the libero, gets to it. Alina sets, and Maddie with a push.
Shoot set off
Coming
to the
back
side.
outside. Another push. Looks like Maddie Meyer getting a chance. And it's blocked and mishandled on the receive there. And that one is point to Coginchaug. These teams meeting for the second time this year. Valley, as so many teams in the Shoreline have done, struggled against them and lost a 3-0 match earlier on at Coginchaug. And another tough serve results in the quick Coginchaug point.
We're going to see if the girls are going to adjust in the back row for that serve reception. There we go. A little absorption there.
Oh, mishit into the net by Maddie Just at the outside. Speaking with Coach Scott before the game, she said our serve receive was sort of our Achilles heel the last time these teams met, and I guess we can see watching Miss Lindsay Taylor why she leads off the serve for Coginchaug. Another great block in the middle. Already Lindsay Taylor and Molly Shields making their presence known to the Valley defense.
We can get the pass up to target on this side over here. And it's close to being out, so I'm hoping that they're going to start to back up a little bit on serve receive. Keep an eye on that service line.
Already 7-0 in favor of the Blue Devils. Valley needing a side out here to try to keep things from getting too out of hand in this game 1.
Don't be surprised if we see a timeout coming up soon by Coach Scott.
Yep, Coach Scott looks like she's thinking about it right now, and sure enough, the timeout is called.
Basic idea when you're seeing it's not necessarily a topspin serve, it's a floater that's going deep. Those are harder to pass than people think. When you're actually having the ball served to you in a floating way, it moves side to side and it goes deep in the court. You're not sure where it's going to land, if it's going to land out of bounds or if it's going to be high up by your chest when you go to pass it. So really learning to adapt to that in serve reception is going to be key here.
Yeah, I've referenced baseball in describing that float serve sometimes. It looks like maybe a Tim Wakefield knuckleball, yes. or in, yes. in current terms, Stephen Wright of the Red Sox throws that nice knuckleball, and it definitely seems to confuse some folks. Very good. So we'll look to see if we can turn the tide here. It's a quick 8-0 lead for Coginchaug. Once again, I'm joined by Coach Queen. That's Jenny King to those folks unfamiliar with the nickname and terminology that we use here at Valley Regional High School.
People have asked how I got the name. It's because my husband and I both teach phys ed here, and there can't be 2 Coach Kings in the gym, so I'm Coach Queen and he's Coach King.
Works for me. Here comes the serve. Zoe's able to get it up high. Back row swinging is Carly.
Setting up the middle.
The middle hitter again. Boy, oh boy, hard to stop that, isn't it, Coach?
I'm guessing that it's going to be hard to block it because she's going with a 2 ball, which means it's not a quick ball, but it's not a high 3. It's a 2 ball. So she's going to get it over the block pretty quickly. We got to get out to the sides when we're playing
Gotcha.
defense.
Continuing to struggle with that serve reception here, and then when we do get it in play, it seems to end up in the neighborhood of middle hitter Molly Shields, and she's had quite an impact on this game up front.
There we go. There we go.
Good pass that time.
Do something with it.
Back row
There you
swinging,
go.
Carly.
Okay. Free ball. That's the pass. That's the pass we're looking for.
Oh,
Yes.
just perfectly
Okay.
located
We
up
needed
top of the
that
net.
little dribble over the net.
Yep, sometimes it's
The unplanned things that work.
exactly. A little accidental offense, right, Coach?
That's right.
So, Coach, if I'm not mistaken, you were an outside hitter back in your day here
Yes,
at
I
Valley,
was.
right?
That's right.
All right.
It's usually the power spot.
Yep. And that's
Bounds.
would have been out of bounds, but we're going to play it on. Here goes Carly with a cross-court hit.
the line?
Finds the line. Nicely placed. One of the things about Valley this year, you can go ahead and look at who's on the court, and you just do not see a great deal of height. And so, you got to get those hits kind of using all of the court the way Carly just
That's right.
did in order to get that ball down.
I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Since Carly's a lefty, she's actually an outside hitter from the right side because that's her power side.
Makes sense. That's why you usually put the lefties on the opposite spot,
That's
correct,
right.
Coach?
That's right. So the lefties will have their power spot from the right-hand side of the net.
I like to think I know a few things about volleyball, folks, but I know that Coach Queen here has forgotten more than I have ever learned. Coginchaug back with the serve here now. And I believe this is outside hitter number 15, Raina Kurek, who's got the serve. And so far, success for them. It goes to 12-2 in favor of the Blue Devils right now.
Nice attempt by Maddie Just needs to follow through a little bit more to keep it in the bounds.
Another mishit serve reception there, and here comes Rachel Dona to try to stem the tide of those.
Eloquently put, Coach Pittman.
Why, thank you, Coach Queen. Me talk pretty.
All right, let's see if we can get a little something going on here. Talk. There we go.
Maddie with the
Free ball over.
Pretty well done by Carly there to get that one located well. Here
the
comes the
outside.
outside hit, and it's
Out of
long. Valley with the point. Right now, Coach, is this the sort of situation where you're just hoping that your team can put a little something together, get a little momentum, and feel good going into Game 2, whether it's a win or a loss in Game 1?
Yes, they need to get some momentum going. They need to swing it in their direction. It's point by point right now. Maddie Just with a nice jump serve. It was actually a floater. Zoe Holweeder with a great dig. Oh, good try. So Maddie Meyer tried to go with a swing, a slide attack from the middle, but she wasn't able to pull it and keep it back in the court.
Looks like Coginchaug's made a substitution. Number 5, Lena Kozak, who is, believe it or not, folks, only a sophomore. Pretty tall drink of water right there, clogging up the middle.
Number 9?
Number 5,
Number
Coach.
5. Yes.
9 is the original middle hitter, Molly Shields. And
Yes, you were right.
yeah, I guess I can see why Coginchaug has had some success this year. The serving is strong. They've got some size in the middle. Seem to be a technically sound team. Here comes the set. And middle hit.
Yes, there you go. See,
Nicely
we've got
dug
great
out by-
defensive play right there.
Yep, Alina
They're
Crosby.
in the right spot. Coming outside.
Coming up. And it's long. Valley able to get point number 4 on the board there on the long hit from
Now,
Coginchaug's
Can
outside
you feel
hitter.
the momentum switching a little bit?
Yeah, we're getting
Let's
a
see
little
if we can get Zoe to get that ball. There we go. Nice job, Zoe.
good serve right to the libero. 0-0. Bailey's
Back
Zettergen.
row attack right there by Coginchaug. It's going outside. Ava. Coming right over the shoot set. Tight
Oop,
ball.
little
Punch
high.
over. Nice job, Alina. Middle hit. Off the tip.
Great dig there by
We got one
Alina.
more ball. Put over.
Oh.
Put it over. Good
Oh.
try.
Tough spot there for Ava Boyles to try to get to that ball, but a nice job on the dig by Alina Crosby on a pretty aggressive hit from the Coginchaug offense.
Ball being hit out of the middle. They're usually going to the one spot, which is where the setter comes out of and the server usually comes out of. They're
Ah.
pulling across their body and going cross court. Outside hit.
Deep, but dug. Oh,
our ceiling.
and there's our favorite, our 7th player.
Okay. We call this place the living room. The ceiling is
right.
about 21 to 23 feet high, and everybody thinks they're playing volleyball in their living room.
Here comes Carly Curla with that left-handed serve. Thunder.
Killer serve.
Bring in the thunder. There's the ace. And, you know, quietly, slowly, Valley kind of chipping away here. 16-6. Lead is not growing anyway, and shrinking at moments. Nice work.
That is a great serve.
Yeah, and hard
We're
to do
putting
anything
them
much
on their
with that.
heels now. Great dig.
And Emily's going to get a chance to swing here. Oh, but sends it long. One of the moments where you have a little height on the front line when we see Ava Boyles and Emily Hutchinson check into the game to work the front row. Ava, coach, I don't know if you've seen this, but is currently kind of platooning with Reeve Ferguson at the outside hitter spot.
Yes.
Reeve taking care of back row defense while Ava gives us a little more height and offense up front.
Nice tap. Nice tip. Good block.
Good block, just wrong side of the net.
Got to seal the net a little more on the block, and we'll keep that ball on the other side. Nice try by Valley. At least we're getting up and getting on that ball.
One good thing so far tonight is we're hitting our serves, where that's another thing that Coach said we sort of beat ourselves a little bit last time against Coginchaug.
The serve is like a free throw in basketball. It's really just you and the ball and nothing else. And when you get back to that line, you have to treat it like that. There's no other variable but you and the ball.
Kind of running jump serve here from Coginchaug. Sydney Fowler.
Back row attack by Carly Curla. Free ball over from Coginchaug. Let's see if we can set it up. We go in middle right here. Emily's pulling down. Looks good. That was Doug, though. Ball still in action. Outside attack. Nice try by Zoe Holweedle, our libero. But the ball got away from us.
The kill for Raina Kurek, the senior for the Blue Devils. So again, this is number 8, Sydney Fowler, with this running jump serve. Pretty athletic-looking player. Another clean serve. Coming Ava's way now. Going to swing.
It's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming.
Nice job.
Good work.
That's nice.
Coach, when I used to play intramural volleyball in college, those were my favorites. It's like I don't even need a teammate to help me on that one because I can just go up and smack it
We're
down.
Mr. Middle, were you not?
I was.
That's right.
Although we played kind of an elementary style game, I was with whatever position I was in. I tended to stay there. We didn't really kind of
Oh, you
call
didn't
positions.
rotate,
Yeah, I did
specialization.
have an all-state setter on my team though,
Oh, that's awesome.
and that was pretty cool. It was a co-ed team, and she was excellent. All right. Oh wow! Perfectly located. Looked like Emily might have kind of lost her footing there, and a little too slow in reaction.
Preparing to block, but then had to pull off for the shoot set.
We're already at 21-7. Valley needing to stem the tide here to extend this game.
Free ball over from Valley. Tipped over from Coginchaug. Right out of the middle. High ball, high ball. Carry. A carry on the setter from Coginchaug. That's what the call was.
Yeah, kind of a double hit or an unclean release there, which you see sometimes. Although I was just getting ready to compliment Lindsay Taylor on her job piloting the Blue Devil offense so far. Coming outside, but not a hittable ball, so it's a free ball over. Emily hits it. Oop, we're still in the back row after 2 hits. It's just getting over. Now, that was a kind of a mistake-filled point there for Valley that went with that.
I'm a little surprised at that free ball coming over. We got to take advantage of it when it comes over like that. Anytime you get a free ball, you need to be eating some lunch.
That's the idea, right, Coach?
That's right. You're eating lunch, and you're getting in their kitchen, and you're putting the ball down on their floor.
I recognize that serve. That's the serve of setter Lindsay Taylor. That's where we started, and it looks like, unless the Valley can figure it out, that's where we'll finish this game. It's now game point at 24-8, and setter Lindsay Taylor at the serve for the Blue Devils. Here comes another one, and it's long this time. So, Coginchaug will need to get one more side out to finish this first game off, and we'll see what the Warriors can do in the meantime.
It'd be nice to get this in double digits right here.
You betcha.
From the
Coming
right
opposite,
side.
and
I'm not sure if they actually got their hands on it or if it was the net.
yeah,
But we need it.
yeah, that's right. We'll take whichever we can get. 24-10 in favor of Coginchaug as Alina Crosby, the sophomore setter, comes up for her second serve.
Nice
well
dig
done.
on a great hit. And she
Well,
comes right back at you again.
That's some fine hitting from the middle. And that'll do it for game one, where Coginchaug pretty much dominated from start to finish. They had a commanding lead before before Valley even got their first side out. Very, very strong serving from the Coginchaug setter, Lindsay Taylor. Whenever the ace wasn't forthcoming, it seemed like the ball would come to middle hitter Molly Shields, and she would finish off the affair. So Valley will look to regroup during the timeout here. Coach Scott, hopefully with some words of wisdom and confidence building. Now, folks at home, if you aren't familiar, this is the result of the first game is maybe somewhat lopsided, but not entirely surprising. Coginchaug yet to lose its second game this season. They are 11-1 entering the game. Valley, on the other hand, still looking for their third win. They're at 2-7. Coginchaug lost an unusual 3-0 result to East Hampton, a team they had earlier in the season beaten 3-1.
Wow.
Must have had an off night, says Coach Scott, and sure enough, they're really taking it to the Shoreline Conference and have to be considered the early favorites for the Shoreline Championship this year. So we'll look for our girls to give a game effort on the night and hopefully find some opportunities to improve. It can't hurt to be, developing in every way and being prepared for the next match, which is just tomorrow at East Lyme. Very busy time.
This Saturday game, huh?
Yeah, that's right. This week is a hectic time for the members of the Valley Volleyball girls team. We had ourselves a Monday game here at home, a Wednesday game on the road at Morgan. We're here at home tonight versus Coginchaug. Tomorrow in the midday, we're at East Lyme.
Back to back. That's tough.
And then 2 days later, Monday night, we're back here at Valley, and we are hosting. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong team's schedule. Ha ha ha. Cromwell comes to town. A Cromwell team that we played and lost to in their gym back in mid-September by a score of 3-1. So.
Well, some keys coming out in this set right here, this game. Definitely need to work on serve receive. I would definitely say backing up and adjusting on number 6. Is that Lindsay Taylor, Liz Taylor, or something like that?
Lindsay, yep.
Lindsay.
Liz Taylor's the famous actress.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
May she rest in peace.
However, the other item would be, I don't know if they recognize this, but when Coginchaug was on their heels by deep serves from our players, they were not able to get up an offensive attack that was really something to reckon with. It was more free balls coming back over. So I'm hoping that the Valley players are going to start serving deeper and with more authority, and they will adjust and back up possibly when Lindsay Taylor's serving.
Good observation, Coach. The kind of thing that my novice head hasn't wrapped itself around yet, and so it's great to have your perspective with us today. You're hired. Consider yourself on board for the remainder of the season.
Sorry, I'm going to be at Zumba.
I promise you the payment of exactly $0 and the gratitude of literally dozens of Valley TV viewers at home, which is truly priceless.
Millions of viewers.
Coach, this year we've had viewers from as far away as, and I kid you not, China.
Really?
Yeah. Senior captain basketball player Ben Weinstein's father was away on business in China and got to watch his son play live right on Valley TV.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we had Ava Boyles' grandmother checking in from Florida a couple games ago. I gave her a shout out.
Sunshine State.
Boy, oh boy, she's a thunderous hitter there in the middle. But Valley able to dig it out.
Nice. Okay, get ready. Just come back over.
Coming outside.
Nice dig by Zoe, the libero. Then he just pops it over. Middle quick ball. Zoe's able to get it up. Somebody hit the net. Unfortunately, Maddie Meyer hit the net. That was a nice battle right there. That was a nice volley.
Yeah,
That's the way you
good
wanna come
work.
out.
That's right. That's right. Sometimes there is the moral victory point in volleyball, I've noticed, where you really say, hey, someone's got to lose the point, but that was well played. Rachel sends it over.
He's keeping it in action. Wow. From the first time we see number 9 from Coginchaug.
Yeah, the flat-footed hit from Molly Shields does not make it over the net, and Maddie Just will get the opportunity to try to put some points on the board for Valley. Here comes the jump serve, and it's low. Into the net. Opportunity lost, and it's side out for the Blue Devils. It looks like Bela Patel, if I'm not mistaken. Number 10 for Coginchaug. Excuse me, not 10.
Short serve off the net, still playable. Right side hip, but a strong side for Carly, and she tips it. So it's in. Nice job, Carly.
Not number 10, but number 14. Oh, excuse me. There are 2 number 14s. One must be a JV, and I'm going to assume that's the younger player. So Juliana DeFilio is number 14, I believe. Good athletic hit. That's Sydney Fowler, she of the running jump serve. So we have ourselves an athlete in the room.
Happy Gilmore save, that's what I call it. But it works. It works.
Hey, it does. It does. Here comes.
Strong swing. She's a little girl, but she's got a strong swing.
And it's long. Valley will take him however they can get him right now. And it goes to 3-3 here in game 2.
And after the service error, Coginchaug has their libero come in for their middle hitter in the back row.
There goes the ceiling.
There's our living room.
And so far, that's 2 points for the ceiling that both go Valley's way. I like to sort of keep a running tab.
Home court advantage.
Get to see just how many times each team has to say that stupid ceiling. Oh, that one was coming into the net.
We are letting points come at us from our own service errors. That needs to stop in order to keep it going against a team like this. You got to control the areas where there are few variables.
So number 11 looks like Ava Petrozello steps up to the serve. That one is long from Emily Hutchinson, I believe, was that?
Yes.
Okay. I've got an official between me and that hit. We are watching from the side of the court opposite the center camera, so if you hear us say left and right, take it with a grain of salt. Free ball comes over to Zoe Holweedle. Ooh, swing and a miss. Foul tip, I guess we can call that, by Emily Hutchinson, but it can be strike 3 in volleyball, though, on a foul tip.
That's right. Nice pass.
Set comes to
Middle,
Emily again.
short,
Taps
miss.
it.
Found the hole. She found the spot on the floor where nobody was, and she got a kill on that.
Yep, very good. Sometimes it's not the power in the swing, but the precision. And Emily finds just the right spot there.
Volleyball's kind of a game of chess. So it's really putting the ball on the floor, and sometimes hard and crazy kill is not necessarily always the answer.
It comes outside. And a great hit there for Sydney Fowler, the junior outside hitter for Coginchaug. I say junior, and somewhere Coach Scott is saying, oh, God, no, not next year, too.
Happy Gilmore, here we go.
Yep.
Dun.
Oh, short that time.
Whoa, sorry. I hope I didn't jinx that. I didn't mean that.
Coach, if you jinxed it, we're already down 1-0 to the best team in the conference. Jinx away, my friend. I'm sorry. Did that sound like I'm a homer? Here comes Emily with the serve.
Nice serve. See, now we're starting to come back with our serves and make them have to make the plays.
Opportunity here. Alina with
Swing
the
away. Nice.
bump serve set.
Out of the middle, Maddie Meyer out of the middle. Maddie just getting up and getting a little block right there.
All right. And Valley squares the score at 7-7.
There we go.
So
I'm
far,
seeing some fighting warriors out there.
You betcha. More promising looking start to game 2. Valley will try to keep the momentum going here with Emily Hutchinson, senior co-captain, middle hitter at the serve. Oh, that's short. And Coach, like you said, we're costing ourselves points with those.
I think there's been at least 3 or 4 points that we've given them from our missed serves.
Yeah.
That's gonna kill us. We gotta get on top of that.
Echoing what occurred in Durham at Coginchaug when we played them, apparently. Maddie Meyer unable to redirect that one. Sometimes when it's a tough set, you just got to pick your battles and just push one over, right, Coach?
Right.
Ooh, ace. Libero Bailey Zettergren sending that one right just inside the back line. Good location. Valley unable to kind of decide whose ball it is. And
backing up again. I hope we're backing up.
Maddie's going to get a swing.
Nice.
Nicely
Maddie.
done.
That was a low set, too. Here we go.
Free ball.
Let's use it now. Let's use it. Ooh, tough spot to
Coming
put it.
Maddie's way again.
Good job.
Great.
Upper hands.
Hey, a great point for co-captain, outside hitter Maddie Just there, the senior. One of our key contributors to last year's conference finalist squad. And she has her best point of the game. Coach, I have not ever seen Alina Crosby miss a serve all season long.
Really?
Yeah.
How about getting back to the line and taking a deep breath and giving yourself a second? Might be a necessary thing.
Maybe.
She is running around like a crazy person on the court the whole time.
That's the setter's job, right?
Looking great.
Uh-oh.
It's over.
Get up there,
There
man.
we go. Talk. All right. Let's go. Outside hit.
And that one's
touch.
long.
No touch.
Or wide, I say. No touch.
Yeah, I do like the aggressive play of Maddie Just. Even though that one was out of bounds, at least it's going over, it's out of bounds. The other ones were in, and they were low sets. She's doing a great job. Here's that deep serve again. Nice job, Rachel, on that serve receive.
Maddie goes and finds that one. Here comes the middle hitter. Well dug out by Zoe Holweedle.
Good idea on that. Popping it over as a setter.
And again to the middle hitter.
Oof. Nice hands, Maddie, though.
Yeah, Maddie Meyer is there, but can't send that ball in the right direction. It's a kill once again for middle hitter
Going
Molly
up against
Shields.
the big middle like that, you got to get up and seal the net with your hands so that the ball comes back on the other side. We're getting caught up backwards on our heels.
And Coach, once again, on the strength of Lindsay Taylor's serve, Valley finds itself down 6 points where not long ago, this was a tie game, and sure enough, here comes the timeout from Coach.
I was wondering when that was coming.
Yep. That is quite the weapon that Coginchaug has, and unlike in the case of outside hitter Sydney Fowler and middle hitter Molly Shields, who will both be back next year, I'm happy to say to Coach Scott that the setter with her vicious serve is a senior. So we go to a timeout here in game 2, a game 2 that started out much more promisingly than things in the first game. We are at 14-8 as we continue to contend with a pretty difficult float serve. I say float because it's not spinning and therefore it travels in unpredictable ways, right, Coach? But it's hardly floating. It's a bullet. It's a bullet floater, right?
It's when you contact the air valve of the volleyball, it disperses the air in crazy ways, causing it to move back and forth, but not spin. It's tough. It is a bullet.
More sports science from our expert volleyball guest, Coach Queen. The kinds of things I can't hope to know. All right, hey, Maddie finds the libero, smacks it off her. I think she thought that might be out, but couldn't get out of the way. And her reward will be a point and an opportunity to serve. Maddie, sometimes the jump server, sometimes the standing serve. We'll see what she does this time.
Oh. Nice libero
coming outside.
Perfectly. Go short.
And there's the net helping out the cause for Stephanie Finaldi, the senior. I think that's our first look at her. It's 15-9 as Coginchaug serves.
That's a great pass right there.
Oh, right on the line.
Carly had over-approached it, so the ball had to come, she had to come backwards behind her shoulder to get that ball over, almost like a sidearm motion. Hey, we're in double digits now. It's 15-10. 10-15.
Last game was 25-10, so we got our 10 quicker this time, Coach, didn't we? And let's see if we can build on it.
Can pass. Stay with it. Stay with it. Nice try. Nice hustle over there.
Yeah, those critical positions, right? Libero and setter. Give me a strong libero and a strong setter. That's a foundation you can build from, right, Coach?
Well, the setter is your quarterback. So if you can think about it that way.
Is your libero your safety?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Your libero is your safety. That's a good way to put it.
Me so clever. Number 2 checks into the game. Ava Dunleavy, a junior for Coginchaug, and checks in for the serve. Here comes to Ava Boyles, our sophomore outside hitter, and she gets the kill. One of the reasons there for hope for the future, a sophomore with some height and some athletic ability. To go with sophomore setter Alina Crosby, who's got great hands, and Valley has some irons on the fire for next couple years as well. Here comes the outside.
Tip, it's going to be tip. Nice block
well
by
done.
Emily Hutchinson.
Coach Queen seeing the tip coming, sure enough. Emily did too, and sends it right back down. Time for Carly Curla to see what she can do at the serve.
She is a strong girl. That's a nice serve.
Great serve. Back row swinging right there. Wow. Well hit.
It's that side over here. People don't know how to defend that as well. They're not used to having strong hits coming from that right side of the.
Out comes Stephanie Finaldi, and in comes Ava Petruzzello. Ava's going to take the serve. Here comes the swing from Emily. She tips it.
Right to the center. Let's see what we can do now. Let's do something. Outside
Here comes
hit.
Ava.
Nice. It's going tight to the net. Watch the dump. Here we go. Nice
There
block.
we go. Another block for Emily.
Going up against their sophomore middle hitter, number 5. Kozik, maybe? Kozik?
Yes, Lena Kozik. Or Kozik. One or the other. We'll do the best we can.
That was a nice little battle. We call that a joust up there.
Joust, I like that. Who can knock who off the horse, right?
That's right.
So Rachel Dona steps back for the serve. The left-handed defensive specialist. It's clean. Back row swinging. Zoe fields it. Here comes to Emily.
That is the way to utilize a down ball from the other team. Getting a nice pass, getting it right to the center, and putting it right up where you need it.
Yes, excellent work. And 17-14 in favor of Coginchaug. This is a far better showing in Game 2 for Valley, and I'm sure they'd like to continue the momentum swing and see what they can do. Another good serve. Here comes middle. Emily taps it up. Looks like a free ball will get over. Well done by Valley.
Free ball too. That's nice.
Yep.
Outside
Coming
hit,
outside.
right.
Yeah, she came into the net, right? That set was a little too far forward for the outside hitter, Sydney Fowler, and so it's point to Valley. 17-15, Rachel Dono continuing with the serve. Coach, it's a game of momentum swings, right? You got to try to get it going while you can.
Aside timeout from Coginchaug, but actually our service out of bounds gave them a timeout.
Yep.
Inadvertent timeout.
Yes, yes. And so now the running jump serve from Sydney Fowler on the way. Carly gets it.
Nice idea, Alina.
Pops it over. Free ball, more or less. And set outside to Maddie Just.
Nice hit, Maddie. Okay, free
Another-
ball coming over.
oh.
Oh, not coming over.
Valley playing a much more crisp game this second game and making Coginchaug work for it an awful lot more.
Let's take a
And-
deep breath back here. I'm seeing a lot more communication. That's huge.
Deep breath or no deep breath. That's two missed serves in a row for us. So When Coach Scott is dissecting this game film afterwards, she'll say, that was painful. Those hurt.
Reliving that stuff.
Coming
It's pretty
outside to
tough when
Maddie.
you're watching the game. Touch,
No touch. Point to Coginchaug. Coach, how many years did you coach the Valley program?
13 tremendous years.
Golly.
We were the ones that gave Morgan their first defeat when they were 56-0. That's over 4 seasons. They were 56-0, and we gave them 56-1.
Nice. Well, there's one where the ceiling takes away. The ceiling giveth and the ceiling taketh away. And that's enough to cause Coach Scott to call the timeout at 21-16 Coginchaug in Game 2. Coginchaug with the 1-0 lead on the strength of a very lopsided victory in the first game, on the strength of some really strong service work from the setter, Lindsay Taylor, and some strong middle hitting from the junior, Molly Shields. Coach, we were lucky enough to be visited today by Coach Scott's sister, Cindy, and her husband, all the way in town from Alaska.
Sitka, Alaska.
Sitka, yeah, which is terrific. And, we got to hear a little bit about life for them. I guess it's not surprising to hear she's an active person. It just seems to be an athletic family. I'm hoping, actually, if I can track her down, I can at some point get her to participate in a little interview with us.
I didn't see her here.
Yeah, Coach Scott said she was expecting her to show up at some point, but I haven't seen her yet either. So I wanted to get all the dirt. I know Coach Scott, I'm sure, was filled with scandal and all kinds of tawdry stories of her youth, and I'm sure we could use that against her here on air. Anyone who knows Coach Scott knows I'm joking as much as a person could possibly be joking.
At all.
As we return to action here, Maddie Meyer sends it wide. Yeah, Coach Scott is. Let's just say she is the squeaky cleaniest of all of our friends.
In the coolest way.
You betcha she is. Yeah. When Huey Lewis wrote the song "It's Hip to Be Square," he was talking about Coach Scott. For those younger viewers watching, Huey Lewis was a pop star during the latter parts of the 20th century when Coach Queen and I were high school students.
I'm an 80s chick, that's right.
It's hip to be square.
There you go.
Oh boy.
Oh, didn't even know that.
All right, Valley with the point, and it's 22-18.
I just took a deep breath there, Coach.
Yes,
because,
me too.
I have to tell you that was a slide attack out of the middle, and that looked like it was going down.
That looked like trouble. Alina Crosby gets that one over cleanly.
Tight ball over the net.
Oh,
Nice, Zoe.
nice job by Zoe, and that one lands just inside the line. Well, it's nice to have a big presence at the net who can just kind of rise up and send one of those back in a hurry.
Especially as we're creeping up on defense, she could see the back.
You bet.
Backyard was wide open.
And we're back to the thunderous serve of setter Lindsay Taylor right now. That's
Middle, let's go.
Valley's got to deal with. Oh, look at that! No, that's not allowed, right, Coach?
That is not allowed. If it hits the ceiling, comes back on our side, we can play it over. But it hit the ceiling and went back over on their side.
So, 24-18 game point for Coginchaug. Another strong serve. It's coming middle.
It's over.
And there's over on the dig.
Somebody's got to go up.
Alina sends it over on second hit.
Shoots that.
And likewise from Coginchaug. Here comes Maddie Just for the hit.
Boy, Maddie really likes the low sets. She's good at the low set.
And the kill by outside hitter Raina Kurek finishes off game 2, although a better effort for Valley. It ends with the same result, a 25-18 victory for Coginchaug. Valley able to put 8 more points on the board, but I say the same result meaning the same team won. So we head to game 3 with a 2-0 deficit for your Valley Warriors. Coginchaug in control.
Tell you what, you take 4 points away for service mistakes, 4 or more. You got a match right there, pretty much tied up.
That's an excellent point, Coach. What can look like a game that's not all that close, really it comes down to sometimes just the little things, right? Make a clean serve here or a better serve receive there. All of a sudden, what looked like a a fairly convincing 7-point victory on paper is in fact a much closer affair.
That's right. So when I played college volleyball, I played at Gettysburg College, and I had one coach that had one theory and philosophy, and that was just go animal instinct and go for it. My college coach at Eastern Connecticut State University, who is the winningest coach at Eastern with 500 plus victories, she had a different philosophy. The volleyball team that makes the fewest mistakes wins. Problem is, if you go in there worried about making mistakes, you're not playing with a lot of instinct. You're not going for it. So there are two different philosophies, and I'm hoping that our kids are going to start showing that animal instinct.
So lucky us, we are joined now by Coach Kathy Scott's sister, Cindy, all the way from Alaska, here watching the match with us tonight. Have you been with us for throughout, Cindy, or are you just arriving?
Yeah, no, we've been here. We've been watching.
All right. Are you a former volleyball player yourself, or is this sort of more Kathy's sport
Did you play
than
volleyball
yours?
too?
I did play volleyball. Yeah, I played volleyball through school, and then I've played doubles beach volleyball from then on.
Fantastic. Boy, I didn't get to spend lunch with you today like the rest did, but one thing I'm struck by right now is just how much you sound like your sister. It's uncanny.
I know.
So I have a question I've been dying to ask. Coach Scott, her demeanor on the bench is just so calm and collected. I do some basketball coaching. I know I lose my mind periodically. I'm screaming and stuff. I don't think I even hear Coach's voice during the game. Is this a family trait, or is she just, even among your family, is she kind of the quiet one?
She has always been the steady voice. She's always been an incredibly powerful athlete. I've watched her grow up all through my life, and I actually remember peppering her from the sidelines before her games, and watching her coach in college level, all these different things. And she's always been calm. She's just a force. She's just bright, and she's quick, and she's just calm. But as far as family goes, we run the gamut. There's 5 girls, and we're all over the map.
Wow, 5 girls. God bless your father.
And you're all athletic, I'm sure.
Now, Coach Scott seems always to be sort of specialized in net games. She seems like she's really good with badminton, tennis, obviously volleyball.
Table tennis as well.
Is that in the family?
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely the powerhouse of the 5 girls as far as sports go. She's probably our best of the 5. But yeah, ping pong, anything she picks up, she just gets it quick, and she just sees it and goes for it. Yeah, she's our star.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We love having her in phys ed and health department because she is that secret weapon that the kids don't know about. Coach, I'll challenge you in badminton. Oh, yeah? You will? Okay. And then she takes him down. I love it.
Well, any thoughts for our girls here as we head into Game 3?
I say hit down and keep everything in, As long as they do that, we're golden.
I love it. We'll make sure Coach Scott passes that along in between games, because we have one quick turnaround. There's a game tomorrow. So anyway, thanks so much for joining us, Cindy. Looks like action's about to start again, but it's great to have you.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks.
so much. Great to be
Good
here.
see you. Good to meet you too.
Isn't it crazy how much she sounds like her sister?
Yeah. I said that the second she walked in. I said, "Oh my gosh, you are totally sisters."
Well, that was a treat.
So I don't know if you know this, but Cindy's husband is, I want to say his name, it might be Mark. He is a pickleball player as well, and he used to play soccer at Duke University.
Wow. Okay, that's a serious athlete then. Duke being, a top athletic program in multiple sports. Hey, perfectly located, deep hit by Carly Curla gets us off to is that our first lead, Coach?
I think it is our first lead.
All right. Hey,
Let's
we'll take it.
Go.
1-0 in Game 3, and Carly Curla is rewarded with the serve for her nice deep hit. Let's see what the junior can do. Into the net once more for the Valley service.
That net is our nemesis.
Yeah. Coach Queen is having some flashbacks to her days as a coach right now, I think, folks. We'll try to help her breathe through it and cope. It's difficult to watch.
Okay.
Zoe pops that one up high, not too far forward. Hey, nice serve by, nice set by Carly on a tough pass, but Ava can't send it down. It goes too far and too high, and out it goes. 2-1 in favor of Coginchaug right now, with Raina Kurek, I believe, an outside hitter at the serve right now. Another tough serve. Boy, they've got some good servers on this team. Here comes Ava, another shot.
That's a nice
Hey,
one.
great job. That's a terrific hit for the sophomore Ava Boyles.
She's got some great technique. She really can extend her arm, and that's what keeps her being able to attack regardless of wherever the ball is. She's actually able to get up there and make that contact, which is pretty impressive.
Ava is a neighbor of mine, and I can attest she works hard at that, and she is all business when it comes to trying to develop her volleyball game.
I'll serve Rachel Dona. Low tip.
Middle
right
tap.
in the middle.
Yep. Sweet spot.
It is. A lot of defenses have that spot as their sweet spot.
Sure.
It's
Well,
coming
I'm
out
sure
of
the blockers are up front preparing to try to send back something rifled at them. The back row is expecting the rifle, so they're deep, and there's that void right there.
Yep.
So it's 3-2 for Coginchaug. Well-located serve. Carly can't quite get under it, and it's an ace for number 2, Ava Dunleavy, the junior for the Blue Devils.
Dunleavy found the seam in between the two receivers. Passed it right to Zoe, our libero. Back set.
Nice.
To Emily Hutchinson, nice job.
She'll check out, and it looks like we're going to see our first appearance from another sophomore, Emma Counter, coming in to serve, perhaps play a little bit of backline defense, give Zoe Holweedle a break at libero position.
I asked Emma today if she's good at math, and she looked at me and I said, because your last name is Counter.
Very corny, Coach. I like it.
I know.
Right up my alley. She didn't count the number of feet required to get over the net, though. So excuse me. I don't mean to make fun, but I'm, give me cornball humor. I'll one-up you anytime, Coach.
And here's the thing. That darn net, again, is just stopping all of our serves from going over.
Yep. But Emma stays in the game to play a little defense, which I know Coach Scott has been
nice down ball by Maddie Just.
Yep, little roller over the top. Yeah, Emma has been impressing Coach Scott with her defensive work in the back. Not the tallest athlete around, but fundamentally sound and scrappy. Gets low and gets after some balls. So here comes the middle.
Nice job, Alina.
Rachel Dona sends it forward, but
Okay, Maddie.
Maddie's able to get there. Free ball coming.
Oh, nice up. You gotta stay with it. Over. Good job.
Unfortunate, the free ball finds a spot where it's kind of a toss-up. No one could decide whose it was. By the time Emma got there, it just sort of set off a bad chain of events that led to the Coginchaug point, and it's now 6-4. As outside hitter Sydney Fowler steps to the service line, and she dances up and sends it over. Maddie sends it over, but shanks it wide, and it's point to Coginchaug.
Coach, I'm going to watch her feet, because when she's making contact, we got to make sure that her feet are not touching the ground. Yep, okay. It was just an illusion.
Yep. The server is allowed to jump over the line, but not
has to make contact with the ball first.
Before the touching the floor. So
Correct.
There's the point for Valley on that one. And it's 7-5 Coginchaug as Maddie just steps to the serve. Rachel Dona checks out, and Ava Boyles is back in. Great serve for Maddie, and it's going to result in a free ball. Oh! Coach, was that going to be out or in? Is that one of those judgment calls where you just got to err on the side of hitting?
If you're going to go for it, you got to go strong.
Yep.
And that was a half yes and half no.
Right. Okay, yeah, so she was as undecided as I was about that ball.
Yep.
8-5 in favor of Coginchaug as Bailey Zettergren steps to the line. Hey.
Is the net our friend right now?
Yeah, the net gave us one back right there. Here comes Emily Hutchinson and Zoe Holweedle back into the game. Zoe's going to come to the serve. Emily's going to try to make some mayhem at the net.
Here it comes right now.
Into the net for the setter. Unable to handle that misplayed pass from Stephanie Finaldi.
It's fun when you have the big girls roaming the net because just their presence sometimes can throw you off.
You bet. Free one for Valley here, and Emily's going to swing away.
Number 2.
Oh, she tips it. Well dug out by Finaldi. And then killed by Molly Shields. You know, sometimes you make a good play and the other team just makes a better one.
That's right. That's true. That's a good volley right there.
It is. It is. Valley did good work on that. Pass set hit. Coginchaug just outdid him on that one. Here comes another deep, hard serve. I recognize that one. That's got to be Lindsay Taylor back at the serve.
Yes, it is.
With a serious weapon here. I want to say she's probably got close to double-digit aces so far, Coach, huh?
Yeah, I would say so.
Here comes to Ava Boyles. She sends it deep. Well, perfectly placed on the little over ball there. Blockers were in position, but the back row didn't respond when they saw that she was not going to swing on that one, and that left that big gap in the middle we talked about earlier, Coach.
Deep serve again.
So he sends it forward, and Emily will send the free ball over. Here comes to Taylor. And again, sent to the floor by Molly Shields. Valley in a little bit of trouble right now, as it seems to happen just about every time this young lady comes up to serve. And timeout is called by Coach Scott. Again, we've got to get side out against this aggressive serve attack and this combo of having a tough serve and then a big, strong middle hitter is really a potent combo for Coginchaug. They've scored a lot of their points tonight on this serve.
Again, talking about adjusting, backing up, because they never seem to fall short from this girl. This girl puts it at the back line and forces you to have to pass that ball.
So, we're midway through game 3. It's 12-7 in favor of Coginchaug right now. I'm going to take a moment right now to give a little shout out to our Valley TV crew. I want to say thanks to Peter Halsey over there on center cam, Sam Wolshager over on the right side of the viewers screen. Over on the left side is Glenn LaValle, and I believe back at the booth running the switcher today is Kenny Peterson. We have 3 seniors and a junior of our own working things. Earlier, my daughter Ella was working one of the cameras as well, and always
cool.
great to have our crew here.
All in the family.
Yeah, Ella's on double duty because she's a JV volleyball player, but also helping out with Valley TV. Here we go, back to the serve.
Over.
And it looks like Valley will get it over.
Oh.
Emily's going to smack it.
I like that. I like that. I like that aggressive play. Now let's do something with this. Hit it.
All right. Hey, side out at last.
A very strong tip.
Yep, really well located. Yep.
The game of chess begins.
Yes. So here comes Carly Curler with a serve, and it's 12-8 in favor of Coginchaug. Wow. Coach, that missed the ceiling by about a half an inch and missed going out at the back line about that same half an inch, right?
I think I might need to get my glasses checked. I'm glad it went that way, though.
We'll take it. Ace. Coming outside.
Go. Yes, somebody else. Somebody else. Put it over. Good try.
One of those reaction plays, bang, bang off the net there. Not much you can do except just try to make an athletic play.
I'm sorry, everyone. That brings me back to my coaching days. I'm like coaching from the sideline right now. Sorry.
Coach, it's all right. I knew the hazards of inviting you into this broadcast, and I'm willing to take those risks. Nice hit for Emily Hutchinson.
Great serve receive, awesome set, and Emily swung away, even though she was right across from their big middle hitter.
Yep.
Middle
Emily prepping for maybe a part-time job this summer, giving facials. How about that?
I didn't know that.
No, I'm just making it up. It's just a dumb joke is all.
A little naive.
Rachel Dona with the serve, heads back middle.
Nice,
and Emily says no.
She is fired up right now.
Good work for Emily Hutchinson. And again, Valley is hanging tough in this third game. They've certainly cleaned up the act overall since game 1 went so badly. It's 13-11 right now. Here comes the outside hit. Oh, Carly unable to redirect it. And so it's side out to Coginchaug. They take the 3-point advantage back at 14-11.
So when a person is hitting out of the right side with their right arm, it's usually going to go really tight and cross court. And defense got it just on that situation.
Alina with the set, and Maddie rolls it over the top. Here comes the outside hit.
That's a swing. That is a swing.
Yeah, Sydney Fowler, the
Down the
junior
line.
outside hitter, she of the running jump serve. Like I said, an athletic-looking player, and she sure showed it right there. This is not a particularly tall athlete, pretty average height,
She's
but
got a great vertical.
she
too.
can get up. Yep. Coach, I suspect not so unlike you in your day.
I don't have the vertical now, but I did back then, I will say.
Coach and I are right about the same age, and I can attest I also have no vertical leap. It vanished like a fart in the wind about 3 years ago. And that's out.
Hey.
Yeah, as tall as I am, I once upon a time used to be able to dunk a basketball fairly easily, and now I can't even come close. So it's, and I think my last dunk has occurred.
Well, you know, as we age, we are changing how we are exercising and staying in shape. And unfortunately, the type of exercise we do now takes away from your vertical leap.
That's right, Coach. I've heard that my jogs aren't
twitch.
good for that. Here comes Emma Counter with the
That's
serve.
Slow twitch versus fast twitch muscle fibers.
Alina with a bump set, and Maddie gets a little hot opportunity. Here comes middle hitting. Ooh, another miss hit in the back row. Was that Carly or Emma? I couldn't tell.
That was Carly.
Carly, okay. In comes Caitlin Bouchard, the senior opposite hitter, another southpaw, who will get a little opportunity to contribute defensively here for now, and then maybe rotate to get a little offensive opportunity in the front row. Rachel Dona with a receive.
Nice
Alina sets to Maddie. Oh, really well struck, but it's out.
Oh, it looks so good, too. What a bummer.
It really did. That was a well-hit ball. 19-12 for Coginchaug, and it's starting to look a little grim here for Valley in Game 3. Maddie's going to set this one middle to Maddie Meyer.
Maddie to Maddie.
Maddie to Maddie. Maddie
Over.
squared.
Tip, tip, tip.
Nice job by Maddie Meyer to get a hand on that ball, but no one stepped in behind her to get there until it was too late. Emma making the valiant effort, but too late.
Getting caught a little flat-footed out there.
Another good serve receive for Rachel. Here comes for Maddie Just.
There we go.
Another wide one. One thing I got to point out here is just how consistent the Coginchaug serve has been. I want to say I could count on fewer than 5 fingers the number of squandered serves for Coginchaug.
Yes.
And that is certainly a big difference. Of course, also some of those serves have been just vicious and
Yes.
difficult for Valley to receive. Hey, here comes Mackenzie Neviser for her first
A miss
action.
hit, and it works.
That's right. Hey, sometimes you surprise them with a miss hit, and Carly Curler coming back in. She'll set up at her opposite hitter position once the serve goes live from Alina Crosby.
Nice serve. That's
Yeah,
a
great
floater right
serve.
there.
Coming outside. Into the net.
Nice.
Coach, was that a block or just a hit into the net right there?
I want to say that it looked like a block, but it truly was the net. The
Yeah.
net was the blocker. in that
Yeah,
one.
okay. 14 points for Valley versus 21 for Coginchaug right now. Here comes the middle hitter.
Nice pass. Nice dig on that. Going
Coming outside, Mackenzie Neviser with the
yes,
hit.
Yes,
Pretty good deep hit there. Pushed across.
Tell
Mackenzie
you what.
up. Here comes Carly. A little
Nice
smack.
pass on.
All right, looks like they'll have to send a free ball our way. Molina with a set, and Maddie Meyer running up.
Nice tip. This is a volley, people.
Oh, boy. That was perfectly located, Coach, just out of reach from the responding Valley defense and barely in the line.
I will tell you, as a coach, you teach your team to pick on the kid that just subbed in, and they were trying to pick on Mackenzie Neviser, and she held her own. She did a great job out there.
Yeah, good work for Mackenzie.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I need a little side out right here. A little side out. A little side out.
Yeah, clock's a ticking on Valley's game tonight. 23-14 as the serve comes across and goes straight into the ground off the fists of Mackenzie Neviser. And now it's match point with the jump server, Sydney Fowler, the junior athlete for Coginchaug, looking to close things out here.
Out of bounds. Happy Gilmore did not work this time. But she's amazing. She's had a great match with her serving. Good try, good try. That's tough. Yeah, this is something that Coach Scott is not very used to. This has been a down year for them, and I'm hoping that they're going to find ways to turn it around. Ways to turn it around, in my opinion, would be working on that serve receive, working on the mental conditioning when getting behind the line to serve, and really knowing where you want to put the ball, not just trying to get it in, but get it in and put it in with a purpose. So hopefully that could be something they can utilize down the road.
Well, Coach Queen, it's great to have you join us. You can come anytime you want. I just said that off mic. I'm going to try it again with the mic on this time. Okay. Coach Queen, so glad to have you tonight. You can join us anytime. Your additional insight based on years and years of experience as both a player and coach was invaluable tonight. Although we wish for a different result, we had a great time broadcasting this game with you tonight. Thanks.
Yes, fun hijinks and lots of volleyball at Valley Regional Warrior Territory. Thanks. I hope I get to see you again, too.
You bet. Congratulations to the Blue Devils on their victory, and better luck tomorrow in East Lyme for your Valley Regional Warriors. Thanks again to our Valley TV crew. As always, we appreciate your efforts on behalf of the Valley community. One more time, that final result, Coginchaug Blue Devils 3 games, Valley Regional 0. This is Brad Pittman saying thanks for joining us and good night.